So before we jump into starting to use Redux, I want to take some time and show you how to abstract out a lot of this functionality into separate components. What this will do is, one, make this look a lot cleaner, and two, help us more easily hook up Redux functionality into our app. So let's just kind of dive right in and see where we can abstract some stuff out. So luckily for us, we already have a bunch of different enclosing divs, like right here, and right here. And all we need to do is create these into separate components. So let's go into our source folder, right click, and type in new file. Now this is a little shortcut into making a folder when you want. So we can do components / and let's create a component for this add amount function. So let's call it add amount.js. Now you'll see that it created a components folder for us and then created the add amount.js file. So let's import React in here. And I have this really cool extension called, let me check it out. React. I believe it's called React Tools or React Snippets. Useful React Snippets. Right here, simple React snippets. Cool. So if you want to install that, you'll be able to do things like easily create a stateless functional component, but typing SFC and then hitting tab. Boom. We have all the framework for stateless functional component. So let's do add amount. And let's just copy this guy right here. Boom. So you'll see that we have this add amount function not available to us. So what we're going to do is actually pass that down as a prop. And we're going to call it add amount. Perfect. And then in here, we are just going to import that add amount component. And you'll see that VS Code auto imports that in. So I like keeping the component imports above the CSS import, just a personal preference. And so what we'll need to do here is pass in the add amount prop that we just declared. Cool. So let's see if this still works. Awesome. Cool. So let's do that with these two other guys. So we have this message container. Now I just opened up the sidebar by pressing Command P. So again, we can just do message. Let's just call it message. And message.js, again, IMR to import React, and then SFC to create the component. Call it message. And what do we need to pass in here? It is getting the count data. So let's just call count in here. And cut this guy out. And import this back in. And it's again count. That's what we need to throw in there. And we'll also do this guy in there. Now, this is going to yell at us because in a React component, you can only return one thing. These are two things. So luckily, there's a very easy solution called React Fragments, which is just this. Like a empty div of sort. Now, this works and it renders out just these two guys. You won't see this in the DOM, but it helps for React. Now, you also might have seen it like this. Fragment, but this is the shorthand for it. And again, we'll see that we've used that. Perfect. Cool. So let's also do this last guy. So I actually want you to pause this video and try to abstract this out yourself if you want. You can pause it and then come back. Okay, cool. So I'll show you how to do it in case you weren't able to, or you just wanted to see me do it. So let's create another component, call it reset container. And again, same thing, imr. Actually, let's call it reset amount. Cool. And again, we need to pass through this prop. Cool. Let's try to reset it. Awesome. This is perfect. And let's take a look and see exactly what we did. We essentially just abstracted out all of the components that we needed into their own separate components. And it makes this look much cleaner. We know exactly what each thing is doing because we named it pretty well. This is the add amount area, message, and then the reset amount area. So we can go into these components and much more easily figure out what each component is doing. So what we want to do next is finally start to add in Redux. So I'm going to show you how to start doing that in the next video. So I'll see you there.